What's up, y'all? I just want to start and say thank you to everyone who's watched my videos, who's subscribed, who's liked. Means a lot. Didn't think this channel would get to this point, but it's cool. So thank you. Now that I have my mic situation kind of figured out and everything set up at my place, I figured I'd do more like spoken word videos, so to speak. Yeah, I've gotten some questions and stuff, and I don't know. I feel like it'd be cool to expand this channel beyond just guitar and have, just little talks or whatnot. Don't worry, it'll never devolve into politics or religion or anything like that. It'll be strictly music and bullshit and whatnot. So, my top 5 favorite metal guitarists. So these guys... the 5, I have one favorite guitarist, and then the 4 others I'll give you, not in any specific order or rank. They're all kind of on the same level, but I do have one favorite guitarist. So in addition to their, guitar abilities, their songwriting, their creativity, they embody the culture, like the metal culture. Like sex, drugs, rock and roll. The attitude, the rebellion, the look, the tattoos, the black clothes, and all that stuff. I'm still a firm believer in all that stuff. Some people may not like me saying that, but I mean, metal to the core, dude. That's one of my pet peeves with a lot of modern metal and rock, is that it's kind of lost its edge. It's just become very polished, very clean cut, very family friendly, and I don't know. I just like the grit, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, Anyways, to begin, the first one I'll talk about is Slash of Guns N' Roses. So the first CD I ever owned, like the first physical piece of music that I ever owned, or two, were Appetite for Destruction and Get Rich or Die Trying. Shout out 50 Cent. And it was just a phenomenal album. Like Appetite for Destruction, start to finish. There's no skips. There's no pauses. No nothing. It's just straight balls to the wall for however long that album is. And Sweet Child of Mine and Paradise City and Welcome to the Jungle have all been kind of beaten to death. I think the B-sides on Appetite for Destruction are some of the best. But just his style, like his riffs are cool and catchy, and the solos are just great. He just has like that bluesy rock and roll, like that quintessential bluesy rock and roll sound. And he's just a badass dude, shredding with like a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And good music, man. Really good solos, just good taste. Like his Guns N' Roses, their music in general just feels very atmospheric is not the right word, but like there's nothing missing. Like the whole sonic space is covered. And I think Slash and Izzy Stradlin did that very well. So that's numero uno. Next one is Sinister Gates of Avenged Sevenfold. When I was first starting out on guitar, that was right around when City of Evil came out, which is another masterpiece. Like Beast and the Harlot, when I first heard it, blew my mind. I'd never heard anything like that up until that point. Just badass, dude, like badass riffs. The solo in that song is nuts. Even 20 years into playing guitar, I doubt I could even come anywhere close to playing leads like that. And he's honestly the reason I play Schecter guitars. So again, they started to blow up right when I was starting to play guitar. I started out with a Squier Stratocaster and sort of learned the basics on that. And then when I was good enough to prove to my parents that I was taking like guitar seriously and wanted to pursue it more, I think I convinced them to get me like a entry level Schecter for Christmas. Schecter Damien 6 Floyd Rose. It was the Strat body, and it had like the bats on the fretboard. Floyd Rose. I hate Floyd Roses. I'll never buy another Floyd Rose guitar again. And yeah, just a really cool musician. Again, kind of embodied the look and the style. And I stopped listening to them after their self-title, if I'm being honest. I don't like a lot of the newer Avenged Sevenfold stuff, but their self-title and City of Evil are incredible albums. Just world-class musicians, just going ham. So yeah, that's number 2. Number 3, and this one's kind of sad. Alexi Laiho, Children of Bodom, rest in peace. I paid a lot of attention to this dude. Out of the guitarists that I've listed now, I paid probably the most attention to Alexi Laiho. I just thought he was like the coolest dude ever. I was really into BMX and skateboarding, and so I was into like Bam Margera back then, Viva La Bam and stuff, and the whole Finnish scene kind of blew up because of it. It got put in the spotlight. But in regards to him, like he's probably my main influence in terms of like posture, of like how to actually physically play the guitar. If you watch him play, he's very relaxed. Like if you watch his right hand, he just kind of rocks his right hand like up and down, but he still manages to catch all the notes and sweep and alternate pick and do all the crazy stuff. He's just very relaxed, very calm when he's playing, and he'll be playing some pretty intense stuff, and it's just so fluid. It's so comfortable. It's so calm. And yeah, again, embodied the the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It killed him. He died at the age of 40 from alcohol-related issues. So you don't need to take it that hard, in my opinion. I think those guys were way off the deep end, but yeah, rest in peace, man. He was just all the music, man, from the neoclassical, like early albums to the later, like, I don't know, melodic death metal or whatever people would call it. It's all great, man. He's just a phenomenal musician, good vocalist, good songwriter. And yeah, so that's my number 3. Number 4, I wouldn't be a metal guitarist from Texas without mentioning Dimebag Darrell from Pantera and Damage Plan. He came later in the game, if I'm being honest. So Pantera was a little bit before my time. And yeah, by the time I was playing guitar and I was like a teenager and stuff, Pantera had kind of like had sort of left the center stage of the metal world. So you were getting bands like, Avenged Sevenfold, As I Lay Dying, Bullet for My Valentine, like whatever bands were coming up in the early 2000s that sort of overshadowed all that. And then, yeah, as I got older, and, I'd watch interviews with the guys like Alexi or, Sinister, and they talk about their influences, and they're like, yeah, man, like Dimebag Darrell, this dude fucking kicks ass. And so I started to look more into it, get more into Pantera. And to tell you the truth, I'm not much of a leads guy. I don't really care for solos and like shredding and all that stuff. As you can tell, like most of my stuff is rhythm guitar. Yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. I love riffs, I love breakdowns and stuff, and Dimebag is usually known for like the crazy solos and stuff, but I love his riffs. I think his riffs are like a breath of fresh air. Revolution Is My Name, Mouth for War, I'm gonna go on, Cowboys from Hell. The outro to 5 Minutes Alone is one of my favorite musical pieces on guitar. It's so simple, but it goes so hard. Yeah, man. Another one. Rest in peace, man. It's just horrible, man. He didn't deserve that. yeah, on to the final one. So this is my favorite guitar player of all time, Willie Adler from Lamb of God. So, oh, I could go on forever about this. The dude, so I'm most impressed with his riffs, like his creativity, his songwriting. He has one of the strangest like guitar playing postures I've seen. His right hand, his picking hand is looks like an ice pick or something. Like it's rock hard, like firm, like I don't know what this is. And so that's kind of weird. The way he plays, like his left hand, it's kind of strange too. So I never sort of looked up to him in that regard, or like tried to copy him in that regard. Again, Alexi Laiho, I think, is the most comfortable, like chill guitar posture, if that makes sense. But Willie Adler, man, his riffs are crazy. Like, one, he writes songs that don't repeat. It'll just be 5 minutes of riffs, which I love. Very unconventional. And this is, so I never studied music theory. I'm not like a music student. I've taken a music class here or there, but I never really got deep into music theory or, you know, trying to decipher what you're doing in academic terms. But Willie Adler taught me a lot, like how to make dissonant music sound musical. Like lots of chromatics, lots of atonal stuff, like stuff that doesn't fit within a regular scale. And he makes it work. Like, now you've got something to die for is just all chromatic. Laid to rest, like that's, what scale is that? And it just bangs. Like, these songs are incredible. An incredible performer. I see Lamb of God every time they're in town. Just a badass guitar player. And yeah, just the same old stuff, like just being a badass guitar player, like a well-rounded, competent guitar player, but also being like, you know, a metal dude, you know, blue jeans and band t-shirts and drinking beer and chilling and yeah, that kind of stuff. So I was like that, and he continues to impress. Like, I don't think Lamb of God can release bad music. They've had a few songs here and there. They're like, but by and large, Lamb of God is the metal band. My favorite metal band, my favorite band, my favorite guitar player. It's just so badass. The shows are wild, and yeah. So those are my my top 5 favorite guitarists. Maybe you can, now that you know this stuff, maybe you can start to pick it out in my guitar playing. I'm not all that original, you know. So. But yeah, let me know what you think. Who are your favorite guitarists? And then what you want the next talk show to be about. Again, I'm still going to be posting guitar videos every day. It's going to be a guitar channel. But I figure some of y'all may want to get to know me or chop it up with me. So yeah, let's do it, man. Give me some talking points. And yeah, take care, y'all. I'll see you next time.